Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And we're underway.
It's a privilege to see the defensive great that is Franco Baresi.
Absolutely.
A marvellous tactical brain married to good pace and a technical ease.
And this is Bullet. Oh, the whistle's gone. What's he given? And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. To get them off and running. That has drawn gasps of disbelief.
Oh, Peter, I'm not a great reader of body language, but I didn't like the way he walked up to that.
Rummenigge. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was...
He's having a go!
Oh, it's come loose!
And here's Forlan. Quick look, then plays it in. And that has been clubbed away. Great vision. Good read, needed to be. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And here's Mohamed Salah. This looks Rummenigge! So it is still 0-0. Kakatani. Now it's Bullet. And here's Mohamed Salah. And it's Vitinha. Oh, cracking ball. And smartly reclaimed. Half an hour played now. That pass has been well intercepted. Rummenigge. It's a good spell of possession, this. Bullet dominates aerially so often. Now it's Vitinha. Pass somewhat off target. Mateus. Now Costa Curta. And a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. Oh, nicely intercepted. Now it's Bullet. Threads one in. Now, can they get him away? Look at the space here. Vieri has alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And it's Salah. Vitinha. Forlan. We expected better, and so did he. There's the shot! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Well, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
And we hit half-time. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
In the stadium hall.
And we're underway again. So neither side has yet broken through. Nicely weighted ball. Forlan gets flagged offside. And it's been given away. And this is Vieri. It's Vieri! Vieri! Amazing!
Well, what a restart this has been. A top player striking early. The perfect fillip to push on from what was a stunning finish.
That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was super.
Can he finish? He's got it all! And the lead lost no time at all.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind.
And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, it actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. Cannavaro with the clearance. And he's had a hit! Oh, another save. It's their second corner of the game. He gets big! And he's there to get it away. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Kakitani. He's there to retrieve it. And this is Hullet. And Hullet! Denied by an instinctive save.
Bullet clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Corner number 3 coming up. And now a sudden chance to counter. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Ah, he's given it away.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
That's a lovely pass. Picked out Kakitani! And that's a real chance missed.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
Corner number 4 coming up here. Guardiol getting this one clear. Hangs one in. It's a mighty effort! And somehow he managed to miss it. They're up to 5 corners now. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Fullet. He's having a shot! Fullet with a definite foul there. Vitinha does really well to win the ball there. And it's Kakitani. And here's Hullet. He's had a shot! Oh, what about that? Late in the day, this could well be it. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Santos take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding. Go for a shot! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
6 added minutes has been indicated.
We are into overtime. Pass. Rummenigge. Over to the left. And he cuts out the supply. Great ball, and he's in. Real chance!
All the big boys are set for this. It's like land of the giants in there.
That's a decent clearance. And that is as far as it goes. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Just a quick
It can be
reminder
difficult
today,
at times
please
playing in front of
refrain
your own
from
fans if you're not
outside
living up
this
to the
stadium.
expectations.
Thank
And
you
I think
very
with
much for your
confidence looking a
cooperation.
little...
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Who do you, Jim, see making a difference here?
Well, Peter, I think we'll find it very hard to overlook the qualities of this guy, Jordan Henderson. He'll be the key supply route for those quality balls from deep. Although, if needed, he will provide support wherever necessary in a more box-to-box role.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well read, nice interception. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. And here's decent chance! Can he get on the end of this? Oh, it's Rui Costa. It's a searching pass. Forlan. Rui Costa. Now it's Rui Costa. No change to the score. 0-0 it remains. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Odo. Now, can they get him away? And this is Rui Costa. It's a good spell of possession, this. Mateus. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, good spread. He's cut it out. And he's there to belt it away. Vitinha. Rummenigge receives it in a good position here. Forlan. And it's Batistuta. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Shot a goal! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Well, that's confidence for you. Distance doesn't even bother him.
And here's Mohamed Salah. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Davids looking to play him in. Vitinha is always scanning the pitch for targets. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. It's loose now and they want to get it back.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And the whistle goes for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So there was the first half.
What an end to the half, Peter. A lot of the best action of the half coming at the very end, and I get the feeling the second half may well start in similar fashion, as we'd love to see this momentum maintained. So I'm looking forward to what's to come.
So both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. And the game has already resumed here.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And here's Vitinha. Well, into the second half, and it's still goalless. Tries to pass it through. Rummenigge under intense pressure.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Paz. A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Dealt with nicely by the defence. And here's Hullet. Rui Costa. Chance! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Neither of these two want to come off second best. Here's a sharp little ball here. It is still anyone's game, 0-0. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Paz. Threads one in. Oh, that's superb. He's got away. Bastoni clears it away.
It might not be such a bad idea playing this short and into feet.
Mateus! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Nice looking ball. It's a pretty loose pass. Vitinha, and that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Rummenigge. Another pass, just keeps it ticking over. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, that looks a decent ball.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
This is Batistuta. That's the keeper's ball. And we're done. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Neither side able to make an impression. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's down to business here. What are you making of this formation, Jim Beglin?
Well, the formation that was once the staple diet of the Italian game and still holds its place. To be honest, Peter, had I gone on to be a coach, this would have been my preferred setup. I think it can service many different approaches and it could add numbers quite quickly at either end of the pitch. With the right talent, this can...
It's Fulham! There it is!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. The cross. Cannavaro attempts a clearance. Now this could be a great chance! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Defending of the desperate variety. We've gone backward here. And now they can spring out of defence. Forlan. Oh, no joy this time. Can he get it through? Can he finish? Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. The taker has to look for options because an aerial supply doesn't look promising here.
Yeah, they've got to find a way around this huge height disadvantage. Rummenigge! Denied by an instinctive save.
Rummenigge clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Minamino absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Mohamed Salah. Rummenigge, shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Passing is crisp and sharp. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Marquinhos cuts it out. Mateus cuts out the pass. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. That's been cut out, well played. Cannavaro gets over and intercepts. Oh, that's a key interception. Now it's Minamino.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's Mohamed Salah. And he cuts out the supply. And it's Vitinha. Paz providing an outlet on that flank. There's a reprieve for the time being. Minamino. Short changes him with that pass. And the first 45 minutes are up. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
And a quick announcement now. We would like to
Reflections
ask
on
you
the
all
first
to kindly
half?
stay
Well, I
seated
think it's a
during the
case
match.
of so far,
Thank you for your
so good.
cooperation.
The boss has
Substitution
clearly
for
done his homework, and I don't think
Number
he
10.
needs to change much
Minamino.
during the break.
Coming
Now
on
they've
to
got the
replace
lead,
him
they
is
can expect more of the same in the second half.
Leading 1-0 at the break. He's going for goal! Great effort, beautifully taken.
That's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Zaniolo. Kubo is onto this. Ambitious ball here. And that has been clubbed away. Brest have reclaimed it. Kubo aims beyond the defence. Casillas gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Salah. And that should get the job done. That's an imaginative pass. Cannavaro promptly onto that, and that is that. The less said about that pass, the better.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And it's Kubo. Zaniolo. Oh, well played, well played. And they've got rid. Zaniolo. Rummenigge. Now it's Forlan. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist, Peter, in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now. Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Thuram! Trustbar comes to the rescue.
substitution for Stade Brest. Number 5, Zaniolo. Number 8, Turn. Number 48, Coming on the field, number 23, Beckham.
And it's
Number
Kubo.
21, Robert Lewandowski. Number 9, Raoul.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
I think we're just about done here. Raoul.
Stade Brestois really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some
There will
pressure.
be 1 minute at a time.
Forlan. Rest, keep calm in the face of danger. And that is as far as it goes. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Forlan voted man of the match, and deservedly so.
I'd like to draw your attention to...
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion.
Hello,
The game
everybody,
yet to
and
kick
welcome
off.
to today's
The
match.
excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then.
Andrei Shevchenko has to be the greatest player to emerge from the former Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, he is the name, isn't he?
Well, when you think he terrorizes Europe's best defenders by doing the most beautiful work in the beautiful game, then we're talking goal machine.
Played out wide. Pinches it off him. And the counter is on. Baresi. It's Sergi. Joelinton. Now it's Villa. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Rummenigge. Now it's Forlan. This looks promising. Baresi. Jordan Henderson.
Oh, look, this is about as tentative as it comes. Hopefully, a football match will break out soon.
Forlan. And Paz. Rummenigge. It's Salah! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Mohamed Salah is offering a wry smile there.
Raoul. Out towards the flank. Raoul.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Trusted again. He's got two. Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Villa really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Sergi. Right, Shevchenko. Jordan Henderson is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. That was probably asking just too much.
You can never be too safe with someone like him around. They got away with that.
And we have our very first corner. Oh, it's hit the post. That's a half-decent try. It's their second corner of the game. Keeper's dealt with that. And now they can spring out of defence. And that's a good intervention. Great vision. I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Tries to pass it through. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Forlan. Can he get on the end of this? Raul. Great defending, strong and determined. Now it's Mohamed Salah! Goal! Half-time imminent! What a time to score! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace.
He's gone for goal! Good effort, and it is right on half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's obvious, Peter, that this team was set up to play on the break, and their opponents pretty much played right into their hands, so no wonder they've got their tails up at half-time.
Can he finish? Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Henderson clears. And now a sudden chance to counter. Right, Shevchenko. And this is Scholes. He is through here. Looks climbs up big. It's in. They have come roaring back.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Costa Curta. And Mateus. Forlan. Linton threads one in. That has been cut short. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's found a way through. Shevchenko. He's having a shot! That is decidedly lacking.
Albania really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
And this is Mohamed Salah. Raul. Linton. Raul, given the lift of his goal. Costa Curta.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Mateus. And here's Mohamed Salah. Scholes. And that interception was most necessary.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now the header! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too. There they go, punting again.
Played into space. He's well positioned here. David Villa gets flagged offside. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Forlan.
There will be
Nicely
3
weighted
minutes
ball.
added time.
Cafu. Raul. Rummenigge. And that is as far as it goes. So it's ended all square, both sides showing battling qualities and neither willing to give in. Mohamed Salah. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So it's down to business here. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air. And what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Vitinha. Rummenigge. That's been intercepted. Modric. And it's Messi. Hazard. Oh, good take in a good area. Goes for a shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Doué is offering a right smile there.
And we have our very first corner. Olise plays it short. Lovely feet. And now they can spring out of defence. Messi. And the shot! It's in! The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly have time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Mohamed Salah! Just off target. Oh, that's a shoot! Brilliant by Vitinha! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! They're level in a trice!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never...
Decent chance! He scored! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up. Something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do.
He's having a shot! I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Oh, it looked like he tried to give it some extra whip.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good
There
from
will
him.
be 3 minutes at a time.
Shifted it to the flank. Hazard. He's shifting through the gears here. That's gone all the way through to the keeper. And that'll be the final action of the first half. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So we reached the halfway point.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one. Just enjoy it.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And we're underway again. And it's Messi. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Was looking wide. Messi. Vitinha is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. He's a sharp little ball here. And Messi! That was superb goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Subimendi. And the pass is intercepted. That's really well manoeuvred. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Almost an hour gone. Mohamed Salah has. Mohamed Salah. An important interception. Skriniar. And it's Hazard. That looks a decent ball. Now that's well seen too. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And he welcomes it in. He's picked his... And the shot!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. I bet you the keeper is very relieved.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And that was very necessary. Modric tries to pass it through. Rummenigge! Oh, surely that deserved better.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Just a quarter of an hour to play. That has been cut short.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to...
Climbs up big! He should have put that one away.
Rummenigge really can't believe it. He let the opposition off the hook there, and he knows it all too well.
Van Dijk cuts it out. Rummenigge. Mohamed Salah. Great chance! No mistake! And there's the goal they've been looking for. So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
So the lead now is 2.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Pete, to get that 2-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
He's going to be disappointed with that. Goes for goal! Decent enough try.
Yeah, that's a decent try when you consider the range.
Two added minutes has been indicated.
Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. And that will be it. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, I'd be hard-pressed to find a player who's more versatile than this fella, Jordan Henderson. So much so, his best position is always in debate. I think he's better when he has the whole pitch in front of him, more time to pick his passes to greater effect, and then read the play if a turnover occurs.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. And we have our very first corner. And he's taking no chances there. And now a sudden chance to counter. Vitinha, and that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Bruno Fernandes! Goal! Estoril! And Estoril score first! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. He's tried one! Now, who's going to be first to this? And he's gone looking for safety. Vitinha is always looking to break lines. Oh, good spread. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Doué, Mbappe. Oh, he'll be annoyed with himself for not getting there. Doué showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Dixon. And it's Vitinha. That's a sharp pass. A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Bruno Fernandes. Now it's some... And the shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And a chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
And it's Forlan. Bruno Fernandes does have his name on the score sheet, of course.
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Looking to play him in. Oh, that's a key interception. Tries to pass it through. Vitinha. Forlan. Doué. Now it's Mbappe. Vitinha can so cleverly bypass the... That's a tickle! And yes, it's there! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. You don't keep those outs. He knew. He just knew.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when...
And the first 45 minutes are up. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
That gets things going for the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter...
And the shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Mbappe clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Rummenigge. Now it's Forlan. Now it's Doué. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Rummenigge. Searching pass he's played there. Oh, red. Nice interception.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And he shoots! Sticks it away! Back within one! They have them in their sights again! A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
We have got ourselves a game here.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. He's having a go! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
He's a sharp little ball here. Not the most convincing of passes. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Now it's Mohamed Salah. Oh, cracking ball. Great chance! He's got a goal! And with the match slipping away, they have pulled themselves off the canvas.
75 minutes is
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
number 24. Desiree Doué.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That'll be a throw.
Substitution on the field. Number 20. Mbappe. Coming on to replace him is number 11.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Rummenigge.
There will be three
Good looking
at
ball.
a time.
Little pass back. Ambitious ball here. Oh, smashing header! He will be livid with himself.
Substitution on the field. Number 14. Bruno
And there's going to be
Fernandes.
another change here.
Number 17. Vitinha.
Baresi
Number 41.
wins the duel this time. And time is up. A good watch, more than a good watch actually. Certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied.